Hello everybody, it is me, Wizard Guy. Now, in my latest video that I did earlier today, at the end of it, I told you all that my next video is going to be a bit of a guide to each kind of weapons. Well, there's this video. Now, as we all know, as I told you before, you got 7 different classes, and you're a new guy. You're new. Now each one of these guns does something different. So basically, what we're going to do here, is I'm going to walk you through each of these things. Of course, now if you look down here, they go all around and shoot this, but they don't really get them in depth. They don't really tell you what's going on with them. That's why I'm going to do this. Alright, so I'm using using this loadout, so I don't have to go through doing this one. Alright. So first off, we'll start with the guns. Now, the thing with all these weapons, the thing about all these, sorry about that. I know there's a lot to these. Let's do Extraction Catalyst. We'll do that. Just for the hell of it. Now the thing with guns is there's obviously different changers you can unlock in the Slayer's Path. Now, of course, I don't think I'm going to be going through all of them. So go ahead and experiment as needed. Alright, so when you pull these out, you see this. So, the thing you can do with guns is, well, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna change my, at least give him my armor. Just give me a quick little second. Let me just put on a helmet. Always visible. I know this is like completely like stupid, like I'm just doing this real quick. Now as I was saying, so the guns, the thing with the guns is basically the fact is to basically put it in a nutshell, is basic. So I'm sorry, I'm losing brain cells. So the guns are mainly for range. They're basically used for range. And the thing is, you could potentially hit some behemoths. You'll actually be able to hit on the head. Like, say for example, Mr. Torgadoro. Torgadoro, he's obviously a big boy, and obviously trying to smack his head it's a little difficult. You know, it's a bit of a challenge to try to hit his head if you're not using, but it's okay. The guns are also, the guns are basically dual wield. You will have limited ammo, so beware of that. So definitely be wary of that, of the ammo. But luckily, you kind of have unlimited bullets, but kind of don't. God damn it. Alright, as I was saying, the bullets, as you can see, okay, I did not need to shoot that, I'm sorry. Now, we're gonna start by shooting. See, they can kind of shoot real fast. Alright, as you can see, there's 12 bullets in this thing. Now watch what happens when I am near this guy. Now I know what you're wondering, what the hell was that and how did you do it? Well, what the hell just happened? I'll tell you what happened. Basically, when we fired this, so basically, when you throw these things normally, they're just like that. However, if you reload near a behemoth, it looks like their recharge increases a little more, but definitely for a certain amount, limited amount of time, it's powered up. Now you could try shooting at low, and like if there's like it's like say if there's like a Shrike, we will get into a guy soon enough. You could try shooting at enemies that's like Rezakuri up in the air, whereas normally with swords and stuff, you have to smack his tail only, but you get to shoot his head and get some of that damage in. So that's guns in a nutshell. They're not really too crazy. You're just mainly shooting people and stuff. So I know I got a bunch of them. Experiment which one everyone's looking interesting to you. All right, next up are the these chain blades. Now, quick disclaimer: these are Rezakuri, not Rezakuri, Malkarion. Now, each of the different weapons of Malkarion basically with the Malkarion. Now, my things are okay. That's a lot. Yes, I know that's a lot. All right. So we gotta remember, these are Malkarions. Each one a different attack. So your blades will not have the same effect that I'm about to do. Now, if you look underneath, if you look in the corner there, you'll see a little guy that looks like he's running with electricity behind him, like he's using Bolt or the Flash. Now every single Malkarion weapon is going to have this effect, so it's not just chain blades. So what I'm going to do is you see that guy there, I'm going to aim right for him. Now watch. Boom. See, as you just saw after a short charge up, you're going to blast right at him. Now how are you going to recharge this? I hear you asking. Well, it seems like it's getting slowly recharges, but whenever you kill a behemoth, it will immediately recharge back up. Like it'll be up and ready to go. Now I have to warn you, these chain blades, they don't do as much damage as normal. But that doesn't mean they're bad. They're not bad. Sure, they might do less damage, but that's mainly because they're not bad. It's just that they mainly specialize and they mainly go. You're basically, in a nutshell, they are mainly good for fast. They're like, if you're the kind of person who wants to be fast. Also, you know how that's a cool animation for them. But anyways, as I was saying before, these things are also good for going around with different things. Observe the chain push. Now, alright, so you see these little chains underneath the character. I can't physically show you, but look underneath the character. There seem to be two links of a chain. And the way you're going to charge these up is that as that little circle, that as you can see that little circle increasing on damaging. Basically, in a nutshell, I keep saying in a nutshell a lot. Lol. Anyways, so when you go around doing that, you kind of fly up in the air in that short second. There are two things you can do, and whatever you do depends if you press square or triangle. So we'll do it here and now. Just gonna climb over this guy's tail. Alright. So if you try doing any other weapons, it will not work. You need to specifically deal damage with this, with these. Now, luckily, due to its fast thing and how fast it goes, it's very easy to actually boat up your things. Alright, so when you do this, when you do that, it costs 1 meter, and you basically can re-attack. You can actually re-attack them. So you can easily go ahead. So it's kind of like a mounting in a way. You can constantly do that. And now the triangle, as you saw, you do a little spin attack and you do a big ass slam. These will require all 4 chains, so build them up. I highly suggest you using your light attack. And as you see, it's done a bunch of things. It can do a bunch of shit. Now, there's 2 more things we have to really worry about. Do this checklist. Now, basically, you just hold down the square button. It doesn't require any sort of meter. You just spin around, and it does build your meter. It won't take away any of your chain links, so you don't have to worry about that. This can especially be good to take out multiple enemies. And by multiple, I mean there's sometimes island events where like little creatures you have to fight. But if there's like 2 behemoths in the area, you can do that. But you know. And the last thing I mainly want to go over is the chain pull. And basically, you basically, from a distance, if your thing's hooked onto a behemoth, you could basically get in there real fast. Together. Now, chain blitz. Now that we all know the moves, I have to say, these ones are most definitely good. Now, while they lack in damage and you won't pull on super crazy ass damage, as far as I'm aware, sorry. It is very good for being agile, due to the fact it's more so. So it's mainly good in the sense that if it's speed And you know, like you could do damage, good damage with that, but basically the entire gimmick is basically making sure it's mainly good for. So if you choose change blades, just acknowledge the fact, know that you might do less damage, but that doesn't mean these are trash. That these are not trash. It's just that it's all about building this meter and unlocking your abilities. And now doing this, as you saw, just like over like 3,000 fucking damage, which is fucking insane, by the way. Very much insane. Now we are moving on to the strikers. You can argue this is kind of your fist, but go ahead. Now, of course, I'm also going to be. These are also Malcarions. These are also Malcarions. And now they are no longer fists, they are now oven mitts. Dangerous oven mitts for me. Lol. Alright, now this one's gonna be a bit of a thing for you. These ones are obviously Malcarion, but still the same thing. Basically, kinda. So basically, as you see here, complete combos. So basically, if you press these, as you can see, you can go around and kind of build this little meter up there. This little meter that's constantly going down. You could do different things. Now you can get to do different things. Now you can easily go through 3 punches in a row. Basically every time you complete a combo, you unlock the ability to do those. But you have to complete a combo if you want to refresh that. Alright. Now there seems to be 3 different things depending on how much you let the sig charge. Which I will show you now. Alright, we're gonna call this tiers. So tier 1. Okay, I did not mean to do that. I'm so sorry. This is Tempest Form. I have no idea what this does, but I feel like it's doing something. If you want to find out, you'll have to experiment. But these things are basically this Tempest Form. Alright, now it seems like different combos increase your thing and get you a tier up. Now that was tier 2, basically kind of roll up and get ready to do before doing a pretty big fucking punch. It would probably, but I personally think would probably knock out Mike Tyson in a matter of seconds. And last but not least, tier 3. What's that tier 3? No, this is something called which I think is only accessible. Yeah, there it is. And boom! You just straight up blast the fuck out of it. Now strikers. Strikers are good in the sense that the main gimmick of strikers is they're good. They have to do kind of good damage. But the thing is to definitely watch out for, or basically to kind of try and gain those tiers up. Try doing different combos, and maybe I'll get you different tiers. With each different tier, holding you beneath you a good thing. Tempest Form. I highly suggest maybe, if you want to do Tempest Form to give yourself a buff, that's cool. But the main damage things and the main source of damage are the things like that. So, if you like punching the shit out of behemoths, if that sounds fun to you, then they're definitely good for you right away. Alright, pikes. These are these are like the chain blades in the sense in the sense that basically now there's a bit of a risk. Now there's a bit of a catch here. As you go around and doing different attacks, now as you can see, there's like a small little meter that's slowly going down. Now this meter, I don't know if it still does that, but I know it used to. I know it used to like increase your damage. Like it would have to like increase damage, which is good and all. But if you're willing to sacrifice all your meter, you can blow it into a missile. And that's basically what this missile is. That's a missile. Now pipe charge. Now hold while you're sprint. Now while you're sprinting, while you're holding R2, you're gonna run up to this thing and do that. Now doing different combos and basically attacking in general will get you a missile. Now the cool thing is, you don't have to do much, but you will have to do quite a bit of things. Because the more you charge up that missile, the more you charge that missile, the better. Now if you do it like partially, now as you can see, there are 2 with 3 bars and 1 with 2 bars. Now the one with 2 bars, let's see what this does. Now as you saw, okay, so I guess I did a revamp. Basically, the premise of this pike is basically does less damage, but it's also good at wounding, which I'm pretty sure wounding is like. I'm pretty sure wound damage is like, if you cut that same place, it kind of does more damage. I think so. So if you like wounding things, this one's for you. And also, this one's more of like attacking behemoths and then eventually using that bar to load in missiles. So, now the trick is, I highly recommend you get those 3 missile bars up as much as possible, because that's where the most damage will be. This thing is literally ranged and can interrupt behemoths. If you don't know what interrupting means, basically some behemoth attacks can actually be stopped. And it's kind of hilarious. You can like smack them and like they go fly, like they sometimes flop, but they stop, which then leaves you an opportunity. To absolutely beat the shit out of them until they eventually get back up. Alright, next is the axe. Alright, this one is quite a big boy. Now, why, how dumb of me, I forgot to bring out my mighty sword. Now obviously we've all seen the hunger. No, we don't need all that. Now in a nutshell, you got this. Alright. Now basically the thing with this, every time you do press square 3 times, which is a light combo, you would get 1 bar. And boom, you now have 3 bars. You can have, so basically you can do 2 of these different attacks before you need to. Now, as you saw, that was like Crescent Strike. As you saw, I did the buttons, and basically it's straightforward. You just straight go over and strike them, like and then schwam. Now the next one. So a behemoth is down, not like dead. Now basically say this thing is like, say you like booped him or something and he's on the ground. Basically they can't do anything and they're just there, like you're staggered. You would do triangle, X, and as you can see, it made a little hole thing that's slowly damaging it, because if that as long as that behemoth's in there, it's gonna get damaged. So if it ever gets staggered or something, then you can put that down and do a little tiny bit of damage before it gets back up. Now, when you're far away and this thing's out of range, these two attacks are basically different. If you want to get in close to a behemoth, if you want to get close to him real fast, that's your bet. Safe bet. Now, of course, there may be times where it's dangerous. Maybe you're trying to heal, maybe you're in danger. Or maybe it's very tough or something. Now, this move most definitely can interrupt anything. So say a strike's coming at you. If you hold, and now we can do blade surge by holding down triangle. That basically shoots an entire thing that can even go across the map. That goes up the entire battlefield just to hit until it either hits somebody or it just disappears. I'm not going to be showing the different like specials, because there's like a bunch of them. You just have to read them. Now we're on to the axes. The axe. This one might do this might potentially do the biggest damage of them all. This thing's a very big boy. It's very good damage. It's beautiful. However, there's something about that. Now, as you see, it's level 0 and then plus 0% damage. Now, basically, in a nutshell, now this is a little different. The square button is gonna hit down upwards. Now, if you want a suicide sleep, you do that. Now, another thing you can do is charge up your attacks. But the thing is, the dangerous part is, you literally cannot move. So you are literally stuck there in that position until either you just let go to like do it, but less damage, you get hit, or you finish the attack. Same thing for this. And stuff like that. Flight of Ruin. Basically, with this, you're gonna eat that axe, and it's gonna cut. It's gonna cut. And basically, it's gonna do not so much damage, but that's not the main part. You're still able to run. You're able to run. You're still able to run. You're still going to be able to run with this thing. You can still run. You will not be able to attack, but eventually it's going to start coming back to you. If you press R1 during this process, you will grab your axe and slam it down on the ground with fucking huge force, like fucking Thor with his hammer. And also, the good thing too is by doing this, by hitting that, you can slowly start to decrease your meter, which gives you more damage. This will give you more damage overall. Just make sure you be careful. Alright. And last but not least, we got the hammer. Now, if you like, now this is not just a hammer, but it's also a hammer and a shotgun. Yes, I am not kidding. You're not hearing things. You heard me right. A fucking shotgun. Now, there's another blueprint that I do not have called the Molten Edict. The Molten Edict shoots fireballs and stuff, but I don't have that. But I will show that at a later time, maybe. Now, basically, with this thing is basically the gimmick is you got this. Now you can do that. Now, watch what happens when I press triangle. Yeah, you literally fire it. Now, if you hold it down, it will take all your ammo. It'll do a little better, but you'll consume all your ammo. Now, also, what happens when I press down for this combo, which is hella fucking awesome. If you want to fuck shit up real badly, square, 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 triangle. And boom. Now, if that hits a behemoth, that's gonna refill all your ammo back. If it doesn't, then you'll have to reload. Now, as you saw, there was a reload, which is a bit of a mini game. Basically, you make sure when you reload, you want now for a successful reload and a very fast one, you're gonna hit that little green spot. Now, if we fail it, now it'll still reload either way. The only difference is how fast you do it, because it'll take a little longer to do so if you do it like that. The hammer is definitely, and as you saw, I can just, now if you have at least 2 bullets, you can fire that to get the fuck away from them. You know, and stuff like that. And also, while you're running, and while you're running, you can kind of just boost yourself up in the air and just go up and smack somebody. You're not dancing, trying to act like you're trying to do the Russian dance on the tail. Now, the hammer is definitely good for interrupts, because when something's coming at you, you just blast them in the fucking face. This is especially good against ember mains, which we will cover eventually. You basically, when you blast the motherfucker in the face, they're just gonna snag. But be very careful when you're doing this. And that's it for all the weapons. And that's it for the weapons. Now, each and every weapon is different. Of course, I showed you a bit of things. Now hopefully that showed you the kind of thing that weapons that we're dealing with. So now that you know it's 7 different weapon types, I'm really hoping that it just came around. I'm really hoping that, I kinda hope that you guys, this has helped you guys learn the different weapons and maybe even decide what your starter weapon's gonna be. But you'll be sent here as like one of the missions you will be sent here and it's basically doing damage with whatever weapon of your choosing. So it can do pretty good damage. So yeah, hopefully that has helped you all decide your weapon that you want to start with. Now I will say this, and when you do go down to the training grounds when you're first new and stuff, don't be even though I showed you these things, don't be afraid to still grab these weapons and like play with them. You know, get used to the combos, get used to things, get used to them, and then from that point you can continue to decide if it feels good, if they feel good. You know, are you feeling comfortable with them and stuff? Comfortable with stuff and stuff with them. So, all right. So now we're gonna talk about how to get things. In the Slayer's Path, obviously not up there. As you go up through the thing, here it is, and light the way, which is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on the 5th one here. By the way, you unlock these new things by literally getting XP. Weapon XP, it doesn't matter, you know. Whatever XP you get, so it's always going to be important and useful. Now, you can go around and now you have different mods here, which are like little perks for your weapon, and also the specials, which basically the things are shown. Now you can go around and get these different things. You can unlock more as you go down there. These donut slabs, highly recommend you do not get those because you only need one loadout. And down here on the first one, the Hunter Crafter, you're gonna notice that these guys have different things. You're controlling guns and stuff. These things are definitely gonna be your best friend. Now, after you choose your weapon, these things will probably most likely help you because they have different benefits. Each one has different benefits. Like this one's like 5 power, basically extra damage. Critical chance of doing critical damage, basically more damage. 5 power. It's relatively basic, but very good. Now, this girl over here, when you get to 3, you want these things. These things will help you. Do not just ignore these things and put them off as nothingness. This thing over here is one of the most important things for you. This will definitely help you down the road. This will definitely help you. Because healing boost increases my thing. 20% health boost. You get more health. You get more healing from like little vent things that you get, as you see in my other video. I've used these things to heal you. Get more health. Increase your generation, and even get more stamina. These are also, this is also important. These are important. You want consumable slots. You want to get these. Because then you can hold more. That's how I'm able to hold 4 different potion things. Flasks, I like to call them. It's like tonics and flask. These are basically now you gotta worry. Now these health things are very, very good. I mean, you can't get rid of them. You can't like swap them out. But this with Lucent, now basically these things, they kind of heal yourself a big amount, but that's it. But I recommend try getting the style Lucent, which basically which heals your health slowly. Because then there's a good chance that you'll be going through these things less. So if you find Lucent, We will go over that. Go over those eventually. Go ahead and get those. And save you. This will save you. This will help you. The Bulwark, I think this only protects you from 3 hits. Highly recommend you do not really touch this. I mean, you can if you want, but I personally don't do it. This is very good. So basically, if you're constantly finding yourself constantly dodging a lot, and you feel like your stamina is just not keeping up with you, and it's getting harder and harder, then you pop one of these. Or like with this target aura, like you saw earlier, when I was attacking his head. This could potentially help you. I definitely want to go around and give this. Unfortunately for these, it seems like this one doesn't really do much to help you. I mean, I guess they're all like this, but they can help you because they give you an extra. These are escalation, normal escalations. There's hard modes, but we don't give a shit about those. These, alright. You want these. These frenzy things are hella fucking good. Especially when you put upgrades on that increase their duration. These are your resistances. I talked about it in my last video. On the cell. Basically little power things. Like this one's how I'm going around throwing a fucking big ass icicle out of nowhere. These are your things. We do not really need to care about these. No need to worry about these. If you want, they're just things you place down on the ground, but they only, the thing is, their only affection they have is on the ground in a circle. If you're not in that circle, they're basically fucking nothing. Plus with the, plus the fact when you throw a supply crate and hunting things, is where you can refill your consumables and stuff and change your loadout. They will heal you, so you don't really need them. This is basically, now typically when you're going around and trying to make these consumables and things, eventually you'll be able to unlock the ability to straight up buy a bunch of them, buy them with money. But at first, you will not have that at first. At first you have to go around all over the map looking for different things to grab. Then to craft these things until you can eventually buy them. But even then it's probably best to craft them because it takes way less money. These are your grenades. Definitely do not want to get those. These are your gliders. Now basically in hunting grounds it is possible to pull out a glider when you're in the air and you can fly around. This costs stamina. These upgrades here, they basically eat your stamina less. Very good thing. This one's trials mode. Basically, once you get it, now this is like max fucking level. Here's just about that. Now Reforged. This is the max thing. It's also going to be a bitch to grind this, but it'll be worth it. It's worth it. Trust me. Not only can you get a new island, the Blaze Works, literally goes past 20 things. Trials mode difficulty, hard escalations if you're interested. Heroic difficulty. These things are like, I don't care about these. But Reforge. This is the main thing that you want to care about. This links to that. Now basically, Reforge in a nutshell. I have been given invites by some random motherfucker I do not know. But I guess I'll accept it. Anyways. So, there's that. Prestiging. Now, as you slow down, there's level 16. You understand it's 3. That means I currently prestige 3 times. Now, basically, when your level is level 20, you're ready to prestige. So what you'll do, you'll come over here. They call it reforging, but it's literally prestige. Once you get Aether Sparks, you can get Aether Sparks by either buying them at the shop thing, the vault thing, or by completing island events which randomly appear while you're going around hunting things. But you can also get them by prestiging your weapon. Now, the thing with prestiging, you have to be wary. You gotta be careful, because when you prestige, your level goes way back to level 1, so you're gonna have to climb those ranks again. You're gonna have to go do all that shit again. But, which sounds bad at first. You see these upgrades? First of all, you can eventually unlock this, the banked XP. You only get like so much, and after like, if you max it out, you get to like level 6 instantly when you prestige. And eventually, as you go around prestiging your weapon, you know, and stuff like that, you get the ability, you get more XP from those. You get more XP from behemoths. Now, each thing has their own different powers, and every time you do it. And every time you reforge, no, not every time. This is like 1, 3, 5, 7, 10. So kind of like, so you won't do it every single time. The maximum amount you can do with these guns is prestige 10. That's as far as the game will let you go. This one basically charges up your special rate faster for swords. For the axes, you get 1% gain 1% power no matter what weapon is equipped. Gain 3%. Now for hammer, 3 weapon stagger damage which are equipped. This will only benefit attacks that have already have base stagger damage applied by your weapon itself. Stamina cost no reduction. Wound damage, movement speed, attack speed, and that. So you get these little permanent upgrades, which is like, it doesn't matter what weapon you have, it's still going to give you things. I'm personally just working on swords. I'm personally working on swords and stuff. Now, next video. Now I'm going to make a video tomorrow, basing on cells. Cells are basically little perks that are one of the key items to surviving. If you want to do,
what is it?
If you want to do hella good. Now these are lanterns. They come from different things. You unlock them during the skill tree. It basically, in a nutshell, you can hold down the button, you know, next to the little icicle thing. You saw like a little thing. These do different things. You literally have to level up, like, I think you have to craft them or something like once, and then it's just...
the clouds part before you.
It's very complicated. No, this seems very complicated, but I'm trying to explain it in a good way.
Talk to me.
This girl holds armor. Basically, armor does things. Now, some of these are like dumb. Like now, of course, all of these typically have like something about them. You can even pull up new info, and they hold a certain kind of cell. But we will get into that tomorrow in tomorrow's video. You can also get things from these guys. Require schematic, time weave armor. Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta get some I need to get my ass some fucking schematics, bro. Don't worry, we don't have to worry about that now, because I'll be going around and trying to hunt them down. Anyway, so you know, there's different things, and there's obviously different types. You know, the classical video game thing where different types of damage again. So on this one's protecting shit. Armor is definitely important. Alright guys, that's gonna be it. Probably pretty much gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down in the comment down section below. And who knows, maybe you can even tell me that I never mind. I really hope this really helped you guys. I know it's a lot of information to take in. Everything looks super complicated, but don't worry. I will continue to make guides about different things to try and to dumb it down so that it's easy for you. Because it looks overwhelming at first, but it's not that bad, trust me. And if there's any questions you got about Dauntless, like if you're trying to do something and you're like really confused about something, please put it down in the comment section. Comment down below. And you know, just do that in general for any game. And if I have the game, or if I have some knowledge of said game and stuff, I will be able to help you. If I can't, I will tell you. But Dauntless, I'm like a mere pro. I'm like a pro at this, right? I'm like I'm not saying I'm like the most badass guy, like top 10 ranked and stuff, you know, but I am kind of like a pro currently. I am like a pro, and I know a lot of things about this game. I know a lot about this game. A lot about this game. A lot of things about this game and the behemoths that were dwelled within. So if you guys are starting out, you need any sort of help, I will make a video on it helping you. And I will help you, I promise. And whenever I can, I'll help you. Because I am willing to help anyone. Willing to help. I hope you guys find this video helpful. Because that's why I made it so that way hopefully it'll be helpful. Maybe even get you guys into Dauntless and start thinking, this game's very badass. Also, a reminder that Dauntless is free to play on PC, PS4, Xbox, I think? I don't know. I know it's available at least on PS4 and PC, so there's that. And there's that and stuff. And one last thing about schematics. Schematics for like different legendary armor. Some of it's from escalations, but there are some like the Hunger and Tragic Echo. Very simple. You're gonna have to look around and you do these different steps, and there's like literally these different areas. I can't really help with that, because especially since there's a lot there. So that's one thing I can't really help you with. You're gonna have to look on YouTube or something. I can tell you I showed you what a God Hand is in the last video, but just remember that I've rambled long enough. Hopefully this thing you find this I hope you find this video helpful. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below if you want to comment anything. And I salute you, and good hunting.